is my first ever pig. Professional real farmers would have culled him years ago. Because he fires blanks and isn't really interested in women, so he's not he's not the conventional breeding boar. So I wanted to very much keep them sort of in their natural environment and stuff, and it was also financially it was the most viable option because woodland to rent is so much cheaper than sort of arable or fields or anything, and they're quite destructive as well. They're like little ploughs, so they suit the woodland better because they can just go through and rummage, whereas if you put them in a grass meadow, they're within like a month it'll be like the Somme. So the margins are really tight. I think particularly with pigs because they're so feed intensive. I mean, the beauty of like sort of sheep and cows and cattle is that, you know, it's only in the winter that you're feeding them bought-in feed. You can just throw them out onto the grass, whereas pigs, I mean, each pig that's for every month old a pig is, it'll eat a pound of feed a day. So I get through 13 tons of feed every 3 weeks. So it's a hell of a lot. So, you know, our margins are really tight because it just takes, you know, the grain prices and the world market to go up just marginally, and it affects us dramatically. And I mean, some months we've only broken even because you can't put your prices up and down because people won't buy. We've got 45 acres in total, and there's tracks going all the way round, and if you see we've got all the different pens. I mean, lots of people say, oh, I can't believe you've got over 300 pigs, but it's because they're all in small groups and low stock densities because they just grow better. If you have too many pigs in one pen, there's always one chief who kind of eats all the food, and then you get one that's really small. So by keeping them in small groups, they're sort of happier and they grow better. We have lots of rare breeds. Really, the reason we've got them is because I wanted them because they're rare. I wanted to keep, you know, the bloodlines glowing because they're such beautiful creatures. They taste better from work point of view. You know, they taste amazing. So, you know, they're in our niche market because you can't get rare breed pork because it has so much more fat and marbling, which is where the flavour is. And all the rare breed pigs, you can see she's really hairy, like a toilet brush, and she's just better suited to living outside all year. I mean, in the snow, she could be up to her tummy in the snow and she wouldn't be fazed by it at all. As long as she's got a warm, dry bed, she'll just charge around no matter what the weather is. Our pigs don't need as much attention as like sheep or anything because they're rare breeds, they're really hardy. So we literally spend most of our day repairing the things they've broken, feeding them and sort of just moving them around and making sure that they're all okay. I believe that animals should live in the environment that A, they're meant to live in, and B, should be able to do what's instinctive to them. So pigs are meant to be outside, they're meant to root through the soil. It makes them taste better because they, you know, for what they eat through nuts and herbs and roots, they makes the meat taste better. And I think also, I think farming's come to a point now, I think because the shops and chefs and food retailers are beginning to, for the first time in a very long time, educate the public about where their food comes from. People are now saying, you know, actually I want to buy meat from an animal that's been looked after well. Because before, people were buying through no fault of their own. If they're not told how it's produced or where it comes from, they're not going to know. And I think that now people have a choice. A lot of people are now choosing high welfare, free range, sort of, and all the traditional rare breeds as well.